Are you a perfectionist? This will stop you. If you've ever spent 3 hours perfecting an email that should have taken 5 minutes, this video is for you. Today, we're diving into why embracing imperfection might be the most productive thing you'll ever do, and why good enough isn't settling, it's strategic. Here's the thing about perfectionism. It's not actually about being perfect. It's about fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. And that fear paralyzes us. It keeps us from starting, from finishing, and worst of all, from learning and growing through action. But what if I told you that good enough is actually a superpower? What if embracing imperfection could unlock levels of productivity you never thought possible? Let me share a story. Vincent van Gogh created over 2,000 artworks in just over a decade. He wasn't trying to make each one perfect, he was trying to improve. Van Gogh understood something crucial. Volume leads to quality. The more you create, the better you become. But perfectionists get stuck on piece number 1. Think about your own work. How many projects have you abandoned because they weren't perfect? How many ideas never saw the light of day? Here's the first key to embracing imperfection. Understand that done is better than perfect. A completed, imperfect project teaches you more than a perfect project that never gets finished. When you ship something imperfect, you get feedback. Real feedback from real people. That feedback is worth more than 1,000 hours of internal perfectionist tweaking. Let's talk about the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. This means that getting something to 80 quality often requires only 20 of the time it would take to make it perfect. That last 20 of quality, it costs 80 of your time. So ask yourself, is that extra perfection worth 4 times the time investment? Usually, the answer is no. Good enough gets you moving, learning, and improving. Here's what perfectionists miss. While you're perfecting version 1, someone else ships version 1, gets feedback, and is already working on version 3. The second key is to think in iterations, not destinations. Every project is just version 1 of something that will keep evolving. When you embrace this mindset, failure becomes feedback. Mistakes become data. Imperfection becomes your teacher, not your enemy. Let's get practical. How do you actually start embracing imperfection? First, set good enough standards before you begin any project. Define what done looks like. Not perfect, done, good enough, done. What's the minimum viable version that accomplishes your goal? Second, set time limits. Give yourself deadlines that force you to prioritize what really matters versus what's just nice to have. When you have unlimited time, you'll use unlimited time. But constraints force creativity and help you focus on what truly adds value. Third, ship early and often. Share your work before you think it's ready. The discomfort you feel is growth happening in real time. Yes, it's scary. Yes, people might judge it, but they might also love it, learn from it, or help you make it better. And here's the beautiful thing about feedback. It's specific. Instead of wondering if something is good enough, you'll know exactly what to improve next. Fourth, reframe your relationship with mistakes. Mistakes aren't failures, they're tuition for the school of experience. Every imperfect project teaches you something valuable. What worked, what didn't? What would you do differently next time? Keep track of these lessons. They're your personal database of wisdom, built through action rather than theory. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. When does quality actually matter? When should you aim higher than good enough? The answer is when the stakes are genuinely high, when safety is involved, or when you're in the final stages of something important. But even then, you can still embrace the imperfect to perfect journey. Build your foundation with good enough, then iterate toward excellence. Here's what happens when you truly embrace imperfection. You become prolific. You become a person who gets things done. You develop momentum. Each completed project, even if imperfect, gives you energy and confidence for the next one. You start to see that perfection isn't the destination, growth is. And growth happens through action, not analysis paralysis. You become someone who inspires others to start, to create, to ship their own imperfect work into the world. Most importantly, you become kinder to yourself. You stop demanding impossible standards and start celebrating progress over perfection. So here's your challenge. Identify one project you've been perfectionist about, one thing you've been afraid to ship because it's not perfect. Take a deep breath. Define what good enough looks like for that project. Set a deadline and ship it. Feel that discomfort. That's the feeling of growth. That's the sound of perfectionism losing its grip on your life. Remember, done is better than perfect. Good enough is often great enough. And imperfection isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. Embrace imperfection and watch how it transforms not just your productivity, but your entire relationship with creating, sharing, and being human. Your imperfect action is infinitely more valuable than perfect inaction. Now go out there and create something beautifully, boldly imperfect.